I may not have kept a count of all the books that I've read this year, but I have definitely kept a tab on the ones that I have rated 5 on 5. So I thought I should go through them. Hi, I'm Sneha. I absolutely love reading books, and what I love even more is talking about them. The books that I'm going to talk today are the ones that I have rated 5 on 5 this year, and there aren't too many. So let's get into it. If you watch some of my early videos, you probably know that I got out of a long reading slump this year, which mainly had to do with me being a new mom, but also trying to manage and trying to find time to read. The book that got me out of the reading slump, The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This book is a thriller and a very fast paced at that. It talks about a main character, Millie, who is an ex con and has just been released from prison, is living out of her car because she isn't able to find any jobs due to her background. And then one day she mysteriously lands this housemaid job at a rich household called the Winchesters. What begins as a regular housemaid job slowly starts becoming dark as Millie starts to know the Winchesters better, and she's very nosy, so she tries to find more, and then come the plot twists. Like I said, this was extremely fast paced, kept me on the edge of my seat throughout, and what I loved most about this book was changing of the POV with the chapter ends. The next 5-star read, and very close to my heart, We the Living by Ayn Rand. This was a completely unexpected read. I did not think there was anything to pick up by Ayn Rand after Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead, because those are her most popular novels. But then, when a colleague who I trust with book recommendations insisted that I must read this, I decided to give it a try. Turns out that this is Ayn Rand's debut novel, and if you know anything about Ayn Rand, it is slightly autobiographical in nature. It comes across as an attempt to expose the noble ideal of collectivism set in Soviet Russia at the time. What I loved about the book while I was reading it is how heartbreakingly it shows that extreme injustice and extreme condition can actually break a society and tilt moral compasses. Additionally, what I love about the book in hindsight is the end. It's very unlike The Fountainhead or the Atlas Shrugged. It seemed like a more realistic ending, but of course, heartbreaking. The next book that I rated 5 on 5, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This was a fantasy fiction, and I picked up fantasy after a very long time, and I was absolutely delighted. The book follows a young French woman named Addie from the 1600s who makes a deal with the dark god to escape an arranged marriage, a monotonous village life, to become immortal. The immortality comes with a condition that anybody who meets her would forget her immediately as soon as they turn their backs. The condition that sounds extremely harmless at first comes with its own twists and turns as the story unfolds. The story begins in 1600s, and the present, as author describes in the book, is 2014. So the story spans across 300 years. What I absolutely loved about the book was the intertwining of real historical events with Addie's life. It was beautifully imagined and penned down. Next up, I have another thriller, The Good Lie by A.R. Torre. The book starts by following the case of serial killing of 6 teenage victims, where the 7th one escapes mysteriously and points fingers at a local teacher. Now, what was supposed to be an open and shut case because we have an eyewitness who is also a victim turns out to be the start of the story. A defense attorney, Robert, who's also a grieving father of one of the older 6 victims, mysteriously decides to represent and defend the school teacher because he's so sure that he's not the killer. In this case, he needs help of our other main character, Gwen, who's a psychiatrist and who deals with killers or people with violent streak in general. As the plot beautifully unfolds, it comes to light that Robert may be hiding something. Not only is the climax fantastic, but the writing is so polished and smooth, it was a great experience. The last read of this year that I rated 5 on 5, Island of the Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. At its core, it's a heart-wrenching but a warm love story. It narrates the love story of a Turkish Muslim girl and a Greek boy on either side of the divided Cyprus through 1970s. The book takes the author beautifully across decades as their 16-year-old daughter in present modern London seeks to know more about her parents' past, the island where they came from, and their love story. There were two things that absolutely stood out for me. One, it deals with sensitive topics like love, loss, identity so beautifully. And two, the story is narrated not only from a perspective of humans but also from the perspective of a tree, just goes on to show the effects of human doings on everything around us. That was all. Those are all the books that I've rated 5 on 5 this year. I've taken a note of all these authors and I'm going to look for more titles by all these authors going into the next year. If there are any personal 5-star recommendations that you think I should read in the coming year, please leave them in the comments below and I'll see you in the next video.